Weapons of mass destruction, and missiles are on the Lord's band, and pointed at every nation. Time gets shorter. Crates of guns and ammo from country to country. They go.
Hey, welcome. I got a new camera, a little bit better quality camera. So today I wanted to talk about what I was kind of getting at the last podcast, and that's the way things work between the police and the politics, and how this shit works. Hopefully, some of you liberal people out there will get a grasp on this thing and understand what you're doing when you vote for these people. All right. So I was telling you last time about Amy Klobuchar. She's she was one of the Democrat candidates for president. She's a senator from Minnesota. And before she was a senator, she was a prosecutor in Minnesota. And she had this stupid ass cop. His name's, I'm not even going to mention his name. He's not important enough to me to even mention his name because he's an ass. But he had like 10 complaints in the last 20 years. And she had him in an incident that involved the fatal shooting of a stabbing suspect in 2006 when Miss Klobuchar functioned as Minneapolis's district attorney. Okay. After she let this guy go back to work, she magically was in the Senate the next month. Probably because she didn't want to cause any waves, so she let this guy go. The same guy that killed George Floyd. Let him go. 2011, Klobuchar wasn't in that position anymore, and then he went on and was involved in an even more higher profile shooting of a Native American, and was placed on administrative leave, but was reinstated to the force with no formal charges. So this guy has been in front of a court at least twice for fatal shootings. And how does somebody like him get back onto the police force and is able to do what he did? How does that happen? Well, I've got a little thing here I made up. Let me get it up here. I got a little thing I made up here. Kind of show you how things work here. Okay. Now I'm gonna move over. See if I can get this a little bigger. Okay, so right here you have the governor and the mayor, okay? The governor and the mayor appoints the police chief. We're going to go through this like romper room so you understand. The police chief then hires the police. And the police give to the police unions, okay? They give their dues to the police unions. And so the police are they have a direct effect on the citizens of that area, that county, the city, whatever. Okay? Now these police unions gets money from the police, who are paid for by the citizens, See that arrow going back to the police? Because our money goes back to the police. That's where their money comes from. to pay for them, okay? And then the police unions, these unions, they take their dues from the police, which is actually our tax dollars. And then the police unions, what do? They give contributions back to these mayors and governors to get them reelected, okay? So, in turn, the citizens are the voters. So, they vote for these liberal mayors and governors, okay? That's you. And you are also the citizens who they're taking the money from to give to the police union to give to the governors and the mayors. Now, here's the problem, is this nice big brick wall right here, okay? Because now, if the police do something bad to the citizens, the police unions protect the police. That's what they do. They protect them. And the mayor, I forgot the most important part, which would be the Amy Klobuchar part, would be the prosecutors and the attorney generals. They don't get to prosecute the police because of the police unions. And so this is why all these liberal mayors and governors keep going with what they got, because they get the money from the police unions. Most of these police unions don't give a lot of money to the Republican Party. They give it all to the Democrat Party, which is coming out of my pocket, which is, I never understood that one anyways, how these public unions can give contributions to politicians. I never understood that. I mean, if a private union, the Teamsters or whatever, they want to take money out of your pocket and then give, a contribution to a political party, I can kind of understand that, because I understand it. I don't like it, because they get the special treatment, and they get these people in that are going to take care of them and put more money in their pocket. They're not going to put more money in my pocket, even though they took the money out of my pocket to begin with. But they're a privately run union, which is fine. The public unions, on the other hand, how they're able to give campaign contributions to these politicians, I'll never understand. So, just to let you in on that, what was I thinking there? So that's my take on things, on how and why the problem is. So where lies the problem? If you ask me, right there. That's where the problem lies. And that's where the problem lies in the police departments. That's where the problem lies in the education departments. That's where the problem lies in any federal department, that any public department that has a union. That's where the problem always lies. The police unions protect the police, okay? Which is a good thing in one aspect, but on the other aspect, these same people keep getting voted into office, and they're the ones that are getting the contributions from these police unions. Now, it's the same thing over and over and over again. But for some reason, you don't think of that. You just think Orange Man bad. That's all you think is Orange Man bad. Orange Man bad. Well, I can give you a list of Democrats that take money from the police unions. And the biggest one, again, was in 1994, the omnibus bill that Bill Clinton passed through. That just devastated the black communities. It's been devastating the black communities for 25 years now, 26 years. And for some reason, finally Trump took that down and abolished it. So now for this is again something that is fantastic news for the black community that Trump did, and we're not celebrating it. We're actually listening to these other asshole liberal douchebags that just want to tear him down around every corner. It's crazy to me. The campaign cash. One of the things I saw on here was pretty cool. Was here. This is a quote. Most traditional unions have always been pro-people and pro-human rights and pro-civil rights. Most traditional unions, like I said, the Teamsters and unions like that, except for the police unions. They're never that. So now these people are talking about defunding the police. Defunding the police, I don't know where you go after that. I mean, who's going to have the rule of law if you defund the police? I'm not sure if I disagree with defunding so much, because frankly, the cops don't need Bearcats, okay? They don't need Bearcats. They've jumped the shark on this stuff. Okay, so defunding, I'm not saying totally defund, but we can cut back. I'm sure we can cut back on what the kind of arms and the kind of stuff that we're giving the cops, because they're just it's getting out of control with the police state. And I do agree with that. Abolishing the police, you're a fucking idiot. You're stupid if you think that. Because that's just, you can just look at Chicago over the weekend, okay? You just look at Chicago over the weekend. They had 18 people shot on Saturday. It's like broke a record, okay? And it's more than unarmed black men have been shot for the whole year by cops. But we're not talking about that. I don't know why we're not talking about that. It's crazy to me. So, well, this was just a short one to get out what I needed to say about the police unions. That's it.